Welcome back to Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Well, what's Crazy Dave got in store for you guys today? Well, you've heard about cheesecloth and whiskey, along with soaking it and wrapping up your ribeye roast or your meats with that and kind of soaking it, spraying it, and keep it moist. But I've been tossing around some crazy thoughts, that's Crazy Dave for you. And I'm going to do something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2-gallon bag, a bottle of whiskey, and I'm going to put the ribeye in the bag, in the whiskey, and I'm going to soak it overnight. Then I'm going to remove it. Then what I'm going to do next? I might wrap it up with a cheesecloth. Stay with me. You're watching Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Okay, guys, into the garage, also known as the meat locker. Follow me. Alright, so let's remove the safety lock. Now, if you want to take a look here, there's a lot of meat in that thing. I've got a whole bunch of ribeye cheek. Well, today I think I'm going to grab this one right here. This is a ribeye that I deboned. Okay, guys, so you'll see that this has already been kind of in the dry aging machine since yesterday, so it's got a little bit of the marks here from the grate. So it's starting to form a little bit of a pellicle. Not too late quite yet. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this Ziploc bag here, and we're going to stuff the ribeye inside of it. Now, it looks like it may not quite fit. We'll get it in there. Because we're going to stand this baby up. There you go. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to fill it up with the bottle of whiskey. Now, I got to figure this out because my sous chef is over here filming, so she can't really help me, and that would be a little Coffee Bean. Say hi, Coffee Bean.
Hello.
We're just going to pour that in here. And that's about a half a bottle of some whiskey. Then we're going to try to seal this thing up. So we want to try to get as much of the air as possible. So just kind of push down on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and double seal this. And just kind of rotate it like we did with the ribs and kind of massage the meat. Get it in there really good. Toss it around. And same thing, guys. Every couple of hours, every time you go into that fridge, just simply grab this out of the fridge and give it a good little massage. Shake it down real quick, toss it around, and let this baby soak overnight. Now, if you notice, I've got it on the tray. Why? Because every now and then these bags have a tendency to leak, and I want to make sure that if it does leak, I catch it onto the tray and not make a big mess with the refrigerator. Well, stay with me, guys. I'm going to come back 24 hours from now. We're going to remove it from the bag. Now, I'm not throwing away the whiskey. I'm actually going to temporarily put it back in the bottle, okay, as I drain the meat. Then I'm going to go ahead and soak the cheesecloth that we have over here back into the whiskey. Then I'm going to go ahead and wrap the roast and put that back into the dry ager. Now, I'm going to target this one here to be 50 days. Why? Because so far, when I do the 28 days, the 35 days, and I've done 50, I'm liking the 50 days so far. But remember, I've got one still in the ager that I'm going for 100. You're watching Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Well, some of you have been expecting or waiting for the dry aged whiskey soaked. That's right, whiskey soaked, not wrapped. Well, it is wrapped, but it's mainly soaked. My camera's falling. Be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Well, some of you have been following along with the post, and you've noticed that I was doing a whiskey soaked or whiskey aged, I should say, dry aged ribeye roast. And yes, I did say soaked. Not wrapped. Well, it is kind of wrapped, but soaked. What did I do? Well, if you were following along, you would see that I actually took a whole boneless rack of ribs and I stuck it into a Ziploc bag and I added a bottle of whiskey and I soaked it, but I kept pushing on it, turning it over, pushing on it again, and squeezing it. So I was acting like a sponge soaking up the bottle of whiskey. Then I kind of wrapped it up and I let it age in my dry aging fridge for 50 days. Well, guess what? We're at 50 days. It's time to crack that baby open and see whether or not the whiskey soaking process did better than a wrap process. Because there's a lot of speculation out there that simply by wrapping up the roast and dry aging it, the whiskey doesn't really penetrate the meat. So I decided to do one step further and I soaked it. Well, let's see what happens. Follow me as we go out into the garage, into the dry ager, pull out that meat, cut it open, and see what the results are. We're going to find out good, bad, or ugly. You're watching Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Stay with me. Okay guys, welcome to Crazy Dave's Garage, and yes, that's a Coke machine that I converted into a dry aging machine. And yes, it's got real Mexican Coke. Look at that. That's real Coke. Not that crap that they advertise as Coke with that, what do they call it, the corn syrup. This is real sugar. And yep, there's a bottle of Jack Daniels up there. Well, over here is the one we're going to go after. We're going to open this baby up. We're going to go ahead and grab, you see I'm wearing some gloves here. We're going to grab this one right here, and we're going to pull it out. Okay guys, so now we pulled this thing out of the dry ager, and I'm just checking, I want to push on it. It's a little firm. You can see it's a little dry, and got the marks in here from the grates. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the string, unwrap this baby, and we're going to see what it looks like. Well, now the mummified whiskey-soaked ribeye has been removed of its whiskey wrap. This is what it looks like. So let's go ahead and turn it over. Kind of see what it looks like. Just a standard, dry-aged ribeye roast. Well, now I'm going to go ahead and trim off this pellicle and kind of see what I've got inside. It doesn't look spoiled. It's a little hard, which I expect, but let's see what happens. Stay with me. You're watching Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Okay guys, so I trimmed off a little bit of the pellicle here, and I took this to my nose, and I can smell a little bit of the whiskiness in it. And the reason why you can smell whiskey is whiskey by itself has a smoky kind of smell to it, and it does smell a little on the smoky side. So that's definitely the whiskey, and some of you guys say, oh, the whiskey won't penetrate. Well, that's the pellicle. I haven't got into the center here yet to see what it smells like. Stay with me. I'm still trimming this baby away. Man, oh man, dude, I'm telling you guys, I have been cutting this thing and trimming off this pellicle, and I can totally smell the whiskey. As I was slicing off this pellicle, it was like someone opened up a bottle of brand new whiskey. The aroma was so amazing. So whoever keeps saying that, you can't marinate a dry aged ribeye, or you can't marinate, or you can't, dry age properly with the whiskey and have flavor, man, I'm telling you, I don't care what science says, Crazy Dave just proved it wrong. And I wish you guys had smell-o-vision. You would really see this. But I also wish I can share this with you guys, because I'm sure you'll taste the whiskey. Now, I haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm telling you guys, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. I mean, it's gorgeous, it's nice, it's soft, and the whiskey smell, it's there, guys. I'm telling you, it's really, really there. Well, I'm gonna keep trimming this up. As customary on something like this, I am going to go ahead and use my meat slicer. They will be about a 1/2 inch cut, and we'll go from there. Stay with me. You're watching Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Well guys, here it is. They are 1/2 inch cuts. They're kind of small. I know some of you guys are going to make fun of it, but you know what? When it comes to dry aging, I've noticed that we actually want less of the meat because of the flavor of it. You don't want a whole big steak like you normally want in the restaurant. You actually just want a little bit. And maybe that's why when you go to restaurants, they serve you a small piece and they charge you, you know, $100 and something for it. Well, here is a 1/2 inch cut. Very, very good color. Look at that. I mean, that's awesome color. Let's zoom in here. And, I mean, that's absolutely amazing. I did take the gloves off. Sorry, guys. I know I'm touching the meat here. But I'm going to actually cook up a couple pieces. And I'm going to season it with some salt, some pepper, and see whether or not the whiskey flavor is still there. Because right now, I smell it. It's very, very, very good. I'm not someone that drinks a lot of alcohol, but I can definitely smell the whiskey. Now let's see whether or not we can taste it. Stay with me. You're watching Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Okay guys, so into the cast iron skillet, I am going to do 4 of these little tiny pieces. They will season with salt and pepper on both sides. And I'm only going to do about a minute on each side. Then I'm going to remove them, let them rest, and slice them up. Unfortunately, I can't really film that well when I'm actually cooking, and I'm doing everything single-handed today because little Coffee Bean's on her little mini vacation. Well, stay with me. We're cooking up the dry-aged, whiskey-soaked ribeye. Okay, welcome back. I just flipped these over, so we're going to do a minute on this side as well, and you see how fast dry-aged meat cooks. So guys, remember, do not ever turn your back when you're cooking dry-aged meat because you'll ruin it. It cooks very, very, very fast. Oh, look at this baby. It smells so good. Well, in about a few seconds, I'm going to remove them, let them rest, and we're going to give them a taste test. Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Dave's Kitchen. So what's the verdict? Easy, simple. I took it to 3 different neighbors, and they all picked up on the whiskey. They said the smell when I brought them some raw pieces, amazing. I brought them some of the ends, some of the pellicle part that still had some meat on it. They picked up on the funkiness, they picked up on the whiskey. And then I brought them some of the center cut pieces, and man, you know, the ones that I cooked, you know, for about a minute or so, a little bit ago, those ones, they said were phenomenal. So guys, if you like whiskey, soak it for, like I previously showed, do the sponge effect. You know, wrap it up if you want. I don't think the wrapping up part really did much of anything. It was mostly the soaking and making it like a sponge, squeezing it, rotating it, squeezing it, that really added the whiskey. Now, I'm curious whether or not the whiskey would have got stronger if I went for 3 days on the marinating. And I also wonder whether or not the whiskey flavor could have been enhanced by using different brands of whiskey. Something to experiment with, guys. Well, there you go. Crazy Dave's Kitchen, dry age, whiskey soaked ribeye, 50 days. Amazing. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.